have started to recommend the companies into this context-based assessment. So in few years' time, we can start talking about the context along with the competencies. So far, what is happening is that either we have a job description or we have a competency framework. So irrespective of the market background, irrespective of the scenario in which that person is going to operate, we are trying to measure the same competencies. The person attending the interview in Delhi also will be getting measured on that competency only. Person who is attending interview in Chennai also will get the questions related to the same competency. But when the context is different, however, that you are going to rate, it may not give you the adequate evidence that that person will be successful in that role. So to summarize the answer to your question, we can measure the person based on the self-assessment, which is predictive behavior. Second one is observable behavior, interview, group discussion, or in a scenario-based questions we can ask, a role plays we can have, how that person will be reacting or how that person will be behaving to this particular scenario. So we can get all the evidences that can be compared with the competency framework what we have and the context what we are going to set for that person to operate. If if we have a highest compatibility, that person is most likely to be a successful leader in the organization.
So which, according to you, Hari, would be a right assessment platform or mode for the companies to adapt and adhere to?
Okay, madam. If we say talking about the assessment, currently also companies are using the assessment. If you conduct the interview, that is also one of the assessment technique only. If any for your junior level, some companies are having their aptitude test. So that is also one of the assessment only. Anything in which you are observing the person or asking the person to give some kind of questionnaire based one, that is assessment. But question comes in what level, what kind of assessment we can use, and that assessment is going to give you the answer what you are expecting. That means we need to have a scientific based assessment. That assessment supposed to give the result what it's supposed to give. If you are talking about the self assessment questionnaire, there is no assessment can give you 100% answer. The highest in the across the globe is that 85% of the accuracy only we are having. No assessment can give 100%. That's the reason we say that take the self-assessment questionnaire input as the indicative in which you can design your further interview process. That means based on that you can ask interview questions. Based on that you can create a scenarios in which how the person is going to react to you or reply to you. That evidences also we need to create. So only self-assessment questionnaire alone cannot give you guaranteed result. So we need to combine it with the observable behavior and we need to take a call.
Great. So like basically now in present times, scenarios are like have changed so much that companies go for multiple rounds of interviews. I'm sure you're aware about that as well. So like when we see that steps taken, how do we come to understand that how should one or must measure to hone the strength of a leader?
Okay. When we are talking about honing the strength of the leader, first what we need to do is that we need to create a self-awareness to the person. Many of the times what is happening, our PMS system might give certain input about what that person need to develop. That person's boss, that leader, if he or she is reporting to MD or CEO, he is having certain expectations. Boss, you need to develop these are the skills. Then they put him into coaching, training, and so many things. I feel that that may not be the best of practices what companies can follow. Yes, PMS can give some kind of indication. Along with that, I recommend all my clients to have a scientific based assessment in which take a data. I will also recommend some of the tools, leading tools in the further questions, or if not, end of the meeting, I will also recommend some of the trusted tools what we can use. All these assessment evidences we need to have, based on which first you create a self-awareness to the person. After creating a self-awareness, create a development journey. The journey can be in multiple ways. Only through training and coaching that person cannot improve his or her skill. Usually, best practices is 70-20-10 principle. That means 70% of the skills can be learned only on the job activities. So we need to create a lot of activities in which that person can perform and learn. Second,
True. Like
next to
in present time also, no hurry. In schools also, we don't have so much of activities. Now, when we come to an
absolutely,
outside world, we get into a lot of activities where that's where we actually come to know that we actually have only done theory things. Practical is
absolutely,
only
absolutely.
now that we're going to be applying for. So if you
Yeah,
can tell those strategic tools, na, that'll really help a lot of platforms to get cleared.
Absolutely. I'll be happy to share that. As I was talking about 70 percentage of the activities on the job
Yes.
activities. Next to 20 percentage is about the reading
True.
material. What are the books and articles he or she can read
Hmm.
and pick it up? Last 20 percentage is only about your classroom training or one-on-one coaching. That's the
Yes.
reason all our
True.
assessments, when we talking about the
Hmm.
development journey, we always recommend all our clients with a list of on-the-job activities they need to follow so that they can start improving. And other thing is that honing the skill, it's not an overnight journey. It's a continuous journey. That's the reason we always recommend our client that do not expect that person to be a superhero all the time. That maximum that person
True.
can have showcase 2 or 3 competencies only at the peak level. We'll have 20
Correct.
different competencies and we expect that our person to perform well. Even that good
Hmm.
who's supposed to be called as good leader also will become an average performer because your expectation is too high.
True. Absolutely
So
true.
have a
Absolutely.
clear set of thing and start
Hmm.
developing the
Hmm.
developmental journey for the person. I'm sure that person, if he or she is having a good learning speed, they will pick it up. That's the reason to understand the learning speed. Also, we have the assessment.
I really wish the companies could give Harry Potter's wands, so that they can develop their skills.
That
It
is
looks
interesting.
really little challenging. As such, companies are challenging, and now to do the productivity and be responsible, being accountable, it's a lot of
Right.
challenge with these skills getting honed and crafted well for
Absolutely.
any person to get enrolled. And that takes me to another understanding is like in what different ways does assessment strategies motivate a team or an individual?
Okay. Uh, one thing is that to answer to your question is that it is difficult to motivate the person by using the assessment, because whenever we say the assessment, that person get into the shell and thinking that what are you going to assess, boss? During the appraisal time, if I enter into that any workplace to wear my jacket and say that I'm your assessor, they look at me as a villain because will it affect their career growth? So so we need to make it clear that we are there to help them rather than finding a fault in them. So we are going to make their career growth much more easier than what they are facing currently. uh, uh,
Yeah,
you know
correct.
so
True.
answering to your question, how it will motivate the team, first thing is about after doing the
Hmm.
assessment, it is important to give a one-to-one feedback. Some companies are missing it. I
Correct.
always say that please give a
Hmm.
one-to-one feedback so that that person can understand what has been
Hmm.
measured instead of keeping him in the dark place what we measured. And you will
Uh-huh.
be working on
Yeah.
as a HR leader or the L&D leader, you will be working on some of the developmental programs for the person. That person may not know why he is going to attend that program. So it's
Correct.
important to give a feedback. These are your strengths, these are your areas of development. So that is a one point we can, as an individual, you can create awareness that will motivate the person. Whenever the person sees the strength, definitely
Hmm.
they'll be happy. That limit,
Correct.
so that they take it positively.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, so once that is done,
Done.
then we need to say that now
Hmm.
we have created a self awareness, our development journey is ready.
Hmm.
So we are
Hmm.
going to, company is going to invest in the person
Hmm.
in terms of
Hmm.
the training program or coaching program, or
Hmm.
on the job activities, whatever their project that
Hmm.
person is going to handle. Is
Hmm.
everything is an investment. So if the person is
Correct.
having a clear understanding about he is
Hmm.
going to, company is going to spend this much on him or her, that is
Hmm.
another
Hmm.
motivating thing.
Correct. Absolutely
And
correct.
yeah, that is in one, that is as a self perspective. As the
Hmm.
leader, if I
Hmm.
have a assessment report of my team,
Hmm. Hmm.
70
Hmm.
percentage of my worry will get over,
Okay. Right. Right.
because I have some understanding with my observation that these are my team
Hmm.
member, these are the
Hmm.
people are there, this person is having this strength, he is good at it, she is good at it, so I'm delegating my task. What is happening is
Correct.
that many of the time it's about trial and error method only. I give the task, it's not happening, can I look
Hmm.
at the other person, or can I push the person to complete it,
Correct.
error free everything. If I
Hmm.
know this person is good in compliance, he is having an eye for details, attention to details, he or
mm,
she can do a
mm,
detailed job thoroughly, then I can give
correct.
the task to that person. If any
Mm,
person who is a influential person who can get along
mm,
with people comfortably, so a lot of
mm,
networking role, how to get the work from others, I can delegate the task to him or her. If I know the person who is good in dominance, when
mm,
dominance, I'm talking in a positive way,
positive, correct.
who can go and
Mm,
get the work.
work done.
If
Yes.
somebody is not giving also, can they
Mm,
follow up with the right kind of authority? Though that
yes.
person may not have a power to do that, but still have the
Mm,
attitude of the
yes.
dominance and forceful in nature, I might
Mm,
give that kind of a task because you coordinate and initiate all those things.
correct. Correct. True.
If I
Absolutely.
know a person who is comfortable doing repetitive job, if my
Mm,
assessment is throwing that kind of input, I can give
mm,
a repetitive job to that person instead of
mm,
breaking my head as well as his or head in doing a new job.
correct. Right.
So
Yes.
that way, as a leader, I will understand my team, so
Mm,
that my team will be happy that whatever they are comfortable, whatever comes naturally to them, they are doing the job.
mm,
In the
correct.
process, the work is getting completed faster. The team is getting more rewards and recognition because our project is getting completed on time or before the time. So that
Yes,
way we can motivate.
that also gives good money. So that's a very good motivation for the company,
Absolutely.
the team as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Because I
yeah,
think that is the only strength that can drive off a lot of things and lot of work to get done also. So
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Another,
which,
yeah.
yeah,
Can I add
yes,
one
yes,
more
sorry.
point to you? Yeah.
Yes, yes, please, please, please.
We are talking about the self-assessment and observable assessment so far. Another interesting thing, assessment is about the 360 degree.
Ah, that's right.
That
Yes,
that gives various perspective about how my people are thinking about me.
correct.
So after doing
True.
360, if the assessor can give the right feedback to the person about,
Hmm.
you are thinking about yourself for here, your team is looking at you here only. How
Yeah.
you can bridge the gap, or you are underestimating yourself if team is expecting you to perform well because they are confident in you, how you can. And
Right.
this Belbin role theory, if you look at it, that gives a multiple, 9 different roles it talks
Hmm.
about. Who are the
Correct.
influencer, who are the communicators, who are the networker, like that. We will have a clear thing. We can say, if you want to build a new team, you
Hmm.
can have the right set of people. One person who can initiate the task, one person who can conclude the task, one person who can coordinate with everyone.
Good.
Like that, you can build an interesting team also. When we have that kind of vibrant team, every day will be motivating for them.
I'm sure, sir, as we have a leaders connect, sir, that holds a very nice team of people with him. So he's also used the skills of his people very well, the team that he's holding, Mr.
I'm
Prakash.
sure.
So,
I'm sure.
so that also lets me understand that which assessment tool do you value the most, Hari?
Okay, there is not one tool. If I point out one tool and say that this is the best of the tool, that may not be the right thing, because let's say if you're getting into any fruit shop, we have multiple fruit. Each fruit is having its own vitamins. That's the
Correct.
way each of these
Hmm.
assessment tool is having their own
Hmm.
strength and their own limitation. So when
Correct.
I will be talking about some of the tool which is highly validated in the market, which is
Correct.
supposed to be a proven tool. It's measuring what it's supposed to measure.
True.
I'll randomly I'll tell some of the names, but
Yes, sir.
it is important to understand what kind of result it is giving and what
Hmm.
we are expecting.
Correct.
That's why we need to look at it,
Can
because
when
some
you
tool.
when you suggest those tools, can we have one example right now? Like if out of the list that you gave, one example so that we can understand that tool little more properly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Sure. I'll tell some of the tool names and I will pick up one or two tools, and from there I will tell how you can use the tool
Sure.
effectively.
Sure.
Before I name the tool,
Hmm.
I will tell you what are the applications you can use these assessment tools.
Sure, sir.
Many of the time people think that only in recruitment we can use it. It's not.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
can use it for
Hmm.
the recruitment. It's called as talent acquisition. Wherever
Okay.
you wanted to understand people better, you can
Hmm.
use these assessments better. As
Correct.
I told you that here I'm going to name some of the self-assessment tools. After that, I will also
Hmm.
talk to you about what are the observable mechanism tools you can use. Right, Mers?
Hmm.
So one is about talent acquisition you can use. Second thing is
Okay.
about to identify training needs. Third thing
Hmm.
is about if you have set of people those who have performed well, whom you wanted
Hmm.
to promote to the next level, who can take the higher
Hmm.
responsibility. For career
Hmm.
planning, you can use
Hmm.
succession planning. You can use for
Hmm.
the team building purpose. You can use if you want to build a new team, you can use these tools effectively. Like this five to six applications, whenever you
mm.
wanted to understand the persons better, you can go ahead and use it. So
Sure.
some of the self-assessment tools could be of Thomas profiling,
Okay.
16PF, Hogan assessment,
Okay.
MBTI, SHL's OPQ,
Okay.
and Belbin role theory.
Okay.
So these are the tools we have, and these are the behavior and personality assessment tools. Apart
Okay.
from that, we have a emotional intelligence quotient tools also we have.
Yes.
And I was mentioning to you about the 360-degree assessment also. I am sure
Correct.
each of these organizations are having their own 360-degree assessment.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So when I do this assessment, Hari, we really need to check up the emotional quotient as well, right? Like when we have the IQ, we need to know the EI as well about the person. So according to these tools, is EI average? Can EI average be measured or calculated when we do these tools?
Absolutely. As we were talking about initially leadership skills, similarly, there was a debate initially when EI, when we are talking about when Goldman was brought up
Goldman.
this term to everyone.
Yes.
Emotions, is it called as intelligence?
Hmm.
If we call it as intelligence, then that can be measured.
Okay. Okay. All
If
right.
you're talking about only emotions, then it is not easy to measure.
Correct. It's
So,
abstract.
so
Hmm.
yeah. So
Hmm.
that's the way. There was a first a question in everyone's mind: why we need to
Hmm.
call emotion as intelligence?
Hmm. Hmm.
So later is proven that emotions plays a major role. How the person
Hmm.
is managing his or her own emotions, and
Emotions.
how they understand other people emotions,
Correct.
and how they use that effectively to
Hmm.
complete the task or to get the best out of themselves as well as others. So then it
Correct.
is become a intelligence comes there. That's the reason emotional intelligence it was called as.
Hmm.
Emotional intelligence can be measured. There are
Hmm.
multiple components are there in it.
Correct.
The relationship quotient we have,
Hmm.
emotion expression, emotion perception, how will we
Ah.
influence others, the stress
Hmm.
management, our social ability, like that.
Yes.
Each of these tools, if you look at it, anywhere between 15 to 22 components,
Hmm.
these leading emotional intelligence tools will be giving it to you. So
Hmm.
that will give you the score. I'll trust me, if any person
Hmm.
is getting high score on emotional intelligence, don't jump that
Hmm.
the person is too good at it.
Too good. Okay.
um, I would totally differ from that. Anybody's having
Hmm.
average score is likely to be better. It's like a cat on the wall. Anywhere they can jump.
Jump. Correct.
For an example,
Hmm.
uh, happiness quotient.
Hmm.
Do you
Yes.
think happiness quotient is good to have high score?
Not really, sir.
Why not?
Always, I mean, happiness is a very personal, and it's a satisfying form of an emotion. So it varies. It's like juggles between my things. So I may fail and also be happy. I may pass and also be happy.
Okay. But having said that, having high score on happiness is good or not?
I don't exactly see, sir, like that. Having high
Okay.
score, I would prefer it little above average. Being happy, self happiness is also important. So
Right.
yes,
Yeah, you rightly said. Let me add a few more points to that so that our participants also can get a better understanding. I'm sure they have a more detailed understanding.
sure, sir.
Along with that, they can add my points also. Happiness is always good. At the
Hmm,
same time, we need to
hmm,
be sensitive enough to understand the
hmm,
person who is sitting next to me, what kind of
hmm.
a day he or she is having.
Correct.
Without understanding, if I'm jumping with the joy all the time with that, the high
Hmm,
motivation, if I'm jumping, it will irritate the person. Then
correct.
relationship problem will come. That team bonding will be questionable. So we need to be sensitive enough to understand what's happening around, what kind of environment we are in.
Hmm,
Is the right environment to express our happiness, or it's okay
hmm,
to understand that people and be with that. That's the
correct.
reason I
True.
would say if the person is having average score on the happiness,
Hmm,
that means that person is balanced. They can manage
true.
both the ways. Similarly, emotion expression, if it is too good, what happens?
Hmm,
That doesn't tend to be more talkative. Then listening
hmm,
skills become a question. If
correct.
emotion expression is very less, that means that
Hmm,
person may not express himself or herself, so that others may not find opportunity to understand the person what is happening to him or her. So it should not be too high also, it should not be too low also. If it
hmm,
is somewhere in the average, at the same time, as I told you earlier, that we need to have
hmm.
a benchmark depending on the role what he or she is playing.
Assume. Correct.
Accordingly, we can also
Hmm,
have a high score on some of the quotient, but generally being average score is likely to be a better one in EQ.
Correct. True, sir. Because I can really relate to this because I need to work on my listening skills as well. I'm sure my team members can connect with it.
Right.
So yes, I can understand that emotion very well. So yes, that also allows me to breathe into the fact that valuing these assessments makes a lot of difference, and they really need to be applied in a lot of places, like spanning across a lot of things. So yes, that makes me understand that leadership assessments and practices really makes it a very achievable goal if it is used and applied well in all the platforms, not only in your personal but in professional as well. So thank you so much, Hari. Is there would you like to share any other important leadership skill or assessment which you have taken to a level of understanding, and you think that this is really very important for every individual to adapt to or companies to take to?
Okay. First of all, we need to. It's like when the beta was cut, when they wanted to come to India, they want to see whether
Hmm.
whether they have market or not. We know, right? Two people
Yes.
see the two different ways.
Yes.
Similar way, do we really need assessment?
Okay.
Is one set of people are having.
Mhm.
Other set of
Okay.
people, those who use the assessment,
Hmm.
yeah, it's too good. I will go with
Hmm.
only with the assessment all the
Hmm.
time. I would say both are not the best practices to do. The reason I will tell you,
Yes.
yeah, reason I will tell you,
Hmm.
uh, we need to use the assessment, but we need to use
Hmm.
it effectively. You cannot fully depend on the assessment without having interaction with the candidate or the employees. CEB research, the CEB has been taken over by Gartner a few years before. Now, in the
Hmm.
Gartner research, it is saying that if you have eight high performers, in that only one person is having a potential to take up the higher responsibility.
Okay.
So if you are not having a tool in which to understand the person potential, then whom you are
Hmm.
going to promote?
Correct.
And
Hmm.
if you are having any wrong promotion or if you are having any wrong hire,
Hmm.
3 to 18% of the person CTC we are spending on the wrong hires. As if
Ah.
it is a leadership level, it can go up to 18 to 20.
Okay.
It's a huge cost.
A
Rather
huge
you can
cost.
spend rather you can spend few thousand in which first you can understand. You
Hmm.
can get an understanding that uh,
Hmm.
this is what that person is about. Though
Hmm.
again I'm saying that no assessment can give 100%, but it can predict 85%. Trust me, that itself is a huge understanding
Huge
you are
amount.
having.
Now,
A
correct.
lot of
Huge
data you
number.
have. Yeah,
Hmm.
this person might behave in that way, so I need
Yes.
to get the work. I need to
Hmm.
delegate the work this way. I need to get the work. If this kind of
Hmm.
leader I'm putting in this kind of a department, that
Hmm.
department can raise their happiness up to this level,
Hmm.
or that department can get shaken so that they can work more aggressively. Like that, you can take lot of conscious calls. That's why
Hmm.
this assessment will be helpful. As I told you that. Uh,
Hmm.
when you're talking about the assessment, there are plenty of assessment
Hmm.
methodologies are there. I would
Hmm.
say that have a combination of predictive assessment, which is
Hmm.
self-assessment questionnaire, and observable assessment. But before doing both, you set a benchmark what we are going to measure. Once we
Correct.
set a benchmark, it will be easy for you to choose the tools. You
Correct.
want Thomas profiling, or you want 16PF, or you want OPQ, or you want MBTI, or you want
Hmm.
Hogan. At the same time, in the observable mechanism, is it one-to-one
Hmm.
interview alone is good enough, or
Hmm.
do we need to give a further detailed case study?
Hmm.
Some of the sample scenarios we can work out, give the scenario to the person, find out
Hmm.
how that person is going to react to that
Correct.
scenario.
Correct.
That kind
Correct.
of a things give more evidences in which you can take a
Hmm.
better call.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Hari. It was really very delightful talking to you. You came across to be a very warm person to exchange your thoughts and to share them with us. Thank you so much. I'm sure the audience that we have really uh, known a lot about assessments, their importance, their value, and the reason why assessments are important. Like after school, I really don't think people get into assessments platform. We
Right.
have exams there. We have their teachers who look into it. But now I guess we have to be our own teachers so that we can have, as you said, self-awareness and self-assessments required. We really
Right.
need to work on that. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Hari, for having a light thrown and to give us
Thank you.
a delightful evening about this very tasteful topic. Thank you. And I was right to make you my new friend today. Thanks a
Right.
lot.
Thank you for asking all the insightful questions. I'm sure that
Thank you,
participants
Hari.
might have got some of the inputs.
Thanks a lot, Hari. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'll be happy to answer if anyone is having any questions. If
Sure.
not, I will ask questions to them.
Sure, sure. I'll just can we have Prakash to continue with the proceedings, please?
Thank you very much, Bhavini. That was an awesome interaction along with Hari Babu. And thanks very much, Hari Babu, to share your experience throughout the way how it's been in terms of the assessments, in terms of interacting with people, and in terms of all the different levels, which also have been hearing a lot of tools which you have told. But definitely all these assessment tools where one, I also have one question, but I'll keep the question a little later. And then I'll definitely ask you that as well. So great. So Hari, we're just going to have a small quiz now that we also have an author of the week, because every week we also invite an author. I would like to take only 2 minutes of your time, and then we will be back again with you. Yeah. So with that, visitors and members who are in here. So now is the quiz time, and after quiz is where we have our author of the week. All right. So for all know that every week as we come and the leader shares their experiences based on that to the goals. So for the quiz, we have Ms. Archana Shriram. So fastest fingers first. So Archana, over to you for the quick quiz about this topic on leadership essentials or assessments. In fact, go ahead, Archana.
Thank you, Prakash, sir, for the introduction. Welcome, Mr. Hari Babu. Nice to have you here. So my question is going to be in the chat box. Please keep it open. It's going to be based on the interaction, the discussion which we had right now. So it's actually a very easy to be, what would I say that we all know of the answer pretty much already. And it's going to be one of the easiest ones. I hope the chat box is open. I hope the chat box is open. And on the count of 5, the questions will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's an open-ended question. What percentage of the skills is the question here?
Now it's popped up. Yes.
What percentage of the skills of an employee are developed by activities or on-the-job training? So it's an open-ended. Okay, I guess I spilled the beans a little bit, so somebody was already prepared with the answer. That's good, right?
True.
Okay. All right.
Answers are coming on the chat box.
Okay, so this can be a little bit tricky because, okay, so we have got 3. Let's see for some more. Okay, good. All right. So good. Only 4 as of now. All right, so we'll go with the answer. The answer is 70%, but now Prakash sir, so I leave it to your decision because my question was very specifically asking that what is the skills for developing on the job training. So now when we have other options, other answers also coming in.
Well, that's okay. But yeah, definitely. You can go by the fastest fingers first, and how he's given.
Okay, so then it would be Sandeep. But you know, I'm just going by the aspect that once we had faced the situation of A, so just on that basis. So in that manner, if you're going, then yes, Sandeep is the right one. He's going 70, 20, and 10. Otherwise, the correct answer 70 alone would also be good. Okay, that is also Sandeep only. He mentioned it once.
Okay, awesome. Great. So congratulations, Sandeep, for being the quiz winner for the week. Kindly type congrats, Sandeep, for all. I mean, all the people can type congrats, Sandeep. Sandeep, it's great that you have been able to win the quiz today. And today you're going to get a compliment from one of the author today here, which we have.
Sorry, I was not able to hear. Yeah.
And we always feel that we learn, and authors are all the people through which we learn. because both of them give experience. That's the reason every after we also invite one author along with our top management leaders. So now let me take the privilege to invite our author, Mr. Nandakumar Gopalan. So Mr. Nandakumar Gopalan, welcome you, sir, for the Leaders Connect 360 as an author of the week. How are you, Mr. Nandakumar?
I am doing great, Mr. Prakash, and thank you for inviting me, and Arul also for having me here. And it was very nice listening to Mr. Haribabu also. Glad to be here.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks very much, Nandakumar. That's awesome. And thanks very much for the people who have all turned on your videos. That also helps. And Sandeep, thanks very much. I will be asking you a question as well, or you will be giving an opportunity as well, Sandeep. So hold on for a while. So let me quickly introduce Mr. Nandakumar about his particular book. The book is Pain to Gain. This co-authored, the co-author of the book, which is Aspire to Inspire. That's the book which Nandakumar is showing on the screen. So let me quickly share about Nandakumar. Nandakumar is an author, wellness mentor, a corporate trainer, business mentor, and a magical mind healer. Founder of the Wellness Mentor Health Consulting and author of the book, From Pain to Gain. He's a working professional and a business owner, and he helps, in fact, most of the working professionals, business owners, and overcome lifestyle diseases. Many, in fact, a lot more we can talk about Mr. Nandakumar. However, he's a postgraduate student and a student of counseling psychology from Madras University. And he has more than 14 plus years of experience, and he's been in training and health wellness domains. So much more. But Nandakumar, today we'd like to listen from your this specific book, Pain to Gain. Just in 2 minutes, is what is this book all about, and who is it going to help, and how is it going to help? So over to you, Nandakumar. In short.
Thank you so much, Prakash, and glad to be here. Pain to Gain is a very simple book. A topic is simple, and the way it has been described is also simple. So what does this book talk about? It talks about your mind. And we all know that when we talk about the mind, we have two main components of the mind, which is we have thoughts and we have feelings or emotions connected with it. Mr. Haribabu was talking about emotional intelligence. And it's exactly what this book also addresses. So in that way, it is, there is some kind of synergy. So in this book, what I have done is, based on the thoughts and emotions what we carry, I have created 4 quadrants in this book. I don't know whether you are able to see this. You're able to see this. There are 4 quadrants, which means if you draw thought on the x-axis and your feelings on the y-axis, you have got 4 quadrants.
Wow.
So if you are thinking about the past and your feelings about the past are negative, you are in pain. So the thought is on the X and the feelings is on the Y. And your thoughts are either about the past or the future. That's how we think. And feelings are either positive or negative. That's only 2 ways generally. So if you're thinking about the future and the feelings about the future is negative, then you're in fear. And research says that in a day, we have about 70 to 80,000 thoughts. And out of the 70 to 80,000 thoughts, 90% of them are old thoughts. And of which 80% are all negative thoughts. So they're called automatic negative thoughts. So these automatic negative thoughts puts us either in the pain quadrant or in the fear quadrant. So because of which we don't progress in life. So it's number one, it's important for us to understand where we are getting stuck. Now, similarly, if you're thinking about the past, but the feelings about the past is positive, then you are learning. It's your experience, you're gaining, you are learning something from there, from the past experience. And if you're thinking about the future, and if your feelings about the future are positive, you're gaining or growing in life. So these 4 quadrants actually puts you in 4 life positions. So that's what the first part of the book is about, helping the person to understand in which quadrant they are falling. And once they understand that they are falling in this quadrant, how do they move up to the upper quadrant? That's what the book is all about. So how do you learn from the situations in life? And then how do you move to the gain quadrant? And what are the qualities and traits an entrepreneur or a business person should have, a professional should have, in order to move from pain to gain? So that's why the book is called From Pain to Gain.
Awesome.
So that's in short about the book.
Very, very excellently shared. Wonderful, which is the very need of the hour of this particular book is what I would say. And as you rightly told, that there are many people who are still stuck with the past. But actually what they need to do is shift themselves to the future. And that's when we are talking about the predictive and the solutions are, and past are only about the problems there. I mean, your book is giving the very clear insights. We should really congratulate, and lucky a person is Sandeep Kulkarni for receiving your book. Excellent. So wonderful, Nandakumar. Thanks very much. I believe this is your ideology, is it? The thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, it is. It is my ideology. It is not copied from anywhere.
Excellent. I really appreciate. Wonderful, Nandakumar. Keep it up and going. Definitely the way of what you're doing, and it's going to really add value to society and making people aware. Am I in the past with the thoughts or feelings, or am I in the future with the thoughts or feelings? And that itself is going to make a move for themselves or shift themselves from pain to gain. Wow, an excellent book which you have written. Thanks very much, Nandakumar.
I've shared the link also.
Yes, already all the members and visitors, the link of the book of Nandakumar is also on the chat box. So please feel free for the people who wish to buy the book. That will add more value to you to understand deeper what are my negative thoughts, what are my negative emotions or feelings, what are my positive thoughts, and what are my positive feelings, which will give me more awareness within. And that's what Nandakumar has written. Excellent, Nandakumar. I really like the way of what you told. Good one.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Nandakumar, for being in our episode today, which adds value. And members and visitors, now is the time for asking open questions to our guest, Mr. Hari Babu. Feel free to ask any questions you have to author, Mr. Nandakumar, as well as Ms. Bhavini Pancholi, our panel discussion leader as well. So, so there are two ways to ask questions. Either raise your hand and we give you an opportunity to ask a question. We'll unmute you so that you can ask a question directly. You can share it, or please to type in your question on the chat box so that we take it on your behalf and then we share it. A small request is, let's ensure the question is related to today's topic alone, so that it will add more value for us and it saves our time. Yeah. So I'll give first the opportunity to Mr. Sandeep Kulkarni also to share about, introduce about him, and let me give an opportunity to Sandeep Kulkarni to introduce and ask any specific question to our guest of honor or our author of the week. Yes, Mr. Sandeep.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for the book. Yeah, it was a good question, I would say. The answer was equally quick.
Yes.
Coming to me, I'm based out of Bangalore. I had corporate career of 30 years into various roles, and I left as a chief executive officer from KRJS Group based out of Bangalore. Post which I entered into the world of coaching. So today I am a career and a performance coach, and I have the credentials from US they have certified me as a certified career service provider from NCDA.
Okay.
Having said that, I'm pursuing my journey into ICF ACC. That is still ongoing because it's a long journey, and I've started just about 1 year back. So it's an ongoing journey for ICF certification as well. And but I do practice already into career coaching and performance coaching up to middle management level people. Leadership level I'm looking for into. But I also completed my emotional intelligence facilitator training, and I have been certified by BYLD Group. So I think this particular book is something which I will be able to useful into that space as well, because over a period of time we get into health complications as well. I do have some medical problem. I suffer from the sugar. So I think some of these devices, and though it is a behavior and feelings related, but wellness is a vast topic today, and many people in different ways will be able to use such books. So I think that, thank you very much for that. don't have any particular questions. I was interested much into understanding and the tools which he wanted to specify, which was covered by Hari Babu. So I got all my answers. So I don't have any questions, and I am hardbound for the time because I have to attend another session at 7:30. I'm leaving this group right now.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Sandeep, for joining us. That will help us. So good, and congratulations for winning the book from Mr. Nandakumar. Okay?
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye.
Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Good. So for the members and visitors, if you have any questions to Mr. Hari Babu or to Mr. Nandakumar, you can ask. But I have a question in the meantime, Hari Babu, and then we come to an end as well. And any questions to Nandakumar also we can. So Hari Babu, my question to you is, I'm sure you have shared in the chat box as well most of the tools named, all the leadership assessment tools, different Thomas profiling, 16PF, and all you have highlighted. But my question is one, saying that which one do you think is useful at which level of leadership role? So there are top management, there is a middle management, there is a junior management in every corporate company. So which of these leadership assessment tools at which level of leadership is more useful? If you can just add that onto this, that will be really helpful, Hari Babu.
Sure. Thanks, Prakash. Thanks for asking a tough question and thinking. Because it is difficult to say that, which tool can be used at which level, because these tools are having a range of reports. If I take Thomas profiling, from that one questionnaire, there are nearly 21 different reports can be generated. Similarly, if I take SHL's OPQ, 18 different reports can be generated. That talks about the leadership quotient also, and that talks about the junior level competencies. But I would like to recommend one thing strongly to all our members, is that before choosing the tool, please get understanding about the validity, reliability, and the predictability of this tool. These three things, get understanding. And second thing, we need to understand what there is a governing body called as British Psychological Society, which is one of the leading governing body which certifies the tool. So if you are going to use any tool, please get understanding that who has certified them. Is there any external body has certified them? It is saying that this tool is measuring what you're supposed to measure. So that these are the critical thing you need to look at it when you are talking about the tools. It is Thomas profiling, you can use it across the level. 16PF also you can use it across the level. Then if we can talk about OPQ also, you can use it across the level. Across the level, I'm talking about any kind of initiative. MBTI is widely useful for developmental initiative rather than a recruitment.
Okay.
Then Belbin, if you look at it, it's a beautiful tool to use it for the team building exercise. Then Hogan, because of the cost factor, it is used only at the leadership level.
Okay, Hogan assessment, right? Okay.
Hogan assessment.
Belbin, Hogan, I missed to write on that. I mentioned it now on the chat box.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Great, Hari Babu. Thanks very much for sharing those insights. And we understand, because at leadership levels, which tool to be using and how that really adds more value.
I would say, Prakash, one thing more, rather than using a single tool, conduct the assessment center.
Correct.
Where you will have a combination of this kind of self-assessment tool, whereas you can create the role play, group discussion, or the scenario-based questionnaire. You can create, so that you will have a lot of evidences. There is a difference between using this assessment for the junior level and middle level and the senior level. Senior level, where your risk factor is very high up. If it's a wrong fit, it's cost you a lot. Not in terms of money alone, in terms of lot of
time. Time, in terms of resource, team.
So many. Try to create a lot of evidences. Use combination of multiple tools, so that you'll have you have evidence-based decisions.
True. Awesome. Thanks very much, Hari Babu, for sharing it, and it's been really great. And we also had Nandakumar to ask, but Nandakumar, definitely I have more questions, but just in the interest of time, Nandakumar, we need to also come to an end. But I would love to get connected with you, Nandakumar. We will maybe off the line, apart from this Leaders Connect group also, we'll definitely stay connected. And
I'd like to thank Mr. Nandakumar for writing the fabulous book. I love to read it. It will be useful for everyone, I'm sure.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And all the coaches, it will be useful as well. Because in coaching, that's the basic aspect we talk about, is a negative feeling, positive feeling, and also excellent. Thanks very much, Nandakumar, for doing it. So great. So now we slowly come to an end of this episode, and we request Mr. Nellai Nayagam to come to and share the summary of this particular program, a quick summary, and then we come to an final end of the episode. And before that, let me also share with you, for all the members over here and the visitors who are 12th of November, we have our Leaders Connect networking meeting, which is happening at hotel Taj Clubhouse. So every 2 to 3 months once, we meet offline networking meet, which we do where all the leaders who have come joined us so far in our Leaders Connect 360 from different locations join here. All panel discussion leaders come, authors join us in this particular networking 4.0. So please do join us. Block this particular day, 12th of November. It's for the breakfast from morning 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., which has been meeting at Taj Clubhouse. And that will be great to host everyone. That will add more value. And more details about this, Mr. Arul will give you all. So stay connected with Mr. Arul as well. And with that, let's come quickly to a summary of the program. Over to you, Mr. Nellai, for the quick summary of the program of today.
Good evening, all.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Hari Babu sir, and for the wonderful insights about the leadership assessment and how to use the assessment tool. I would like to list down the 10 key points. And yeah, the leadership is the knowledge and skill, attitude to meet the organization requirements. And without a benchmark, we cannot measure the in terms of competence or skills. And the two kind of measurement, and that is observing behavior and observing a predictable, like role plays and scenario-based questions. And the competency-based assessment moving towards the context-based assessment in the global market. And the self-assessment alone will not give 100%, and scientific-based assessment should require. And create a strength of the leader. And we have to create the self-awareness and development journey, like a 70-20-10 principle. That is 70% on the job and 20% training materials and 10% classroom or coaching. On assessment strategy, after assessment of, and we have to give a one-to-one feedback, especially strength and development areas to the team, and it will give the motivation. And also we have to give the providing a training or OJT or understanding the strength of the team and utilizing on their core strength will give the motivation and encouragement to the team. And self-assessment tools, including EQ, if emotion is intelligent, can be measured. And average score on the EQ or happiness index can be a balanced one. And leadership assessment to be effectively used, and by that assessment tool will give a 80%, being one of a high performer can be promoted to the next level. So we have to use the assessment tool effectively, because wrong promotions or hiring will lead to entire journey for the company. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Lai, for quickly sharing on the summary of this particular episode of Mr. Hari Babu. That's been awesome. So Hari Babu, thanks very much, and thanks Arul Prakash coordinating the complete event accordingly to share the vote of thanks on behalf of all. Over to you, Arul Prakash, and also introduce the next week's leader as well, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Prakash, and thank you, Mr. Hari Babu, for accepting to be our guest of honor in the short notice. And thanks for sharing much inputs about leadership assessment and creating awareness about one-on-one feedback for everyone, which is really necessary to motivate and to initiate the urge to perform better. Thanks for that. And me, before sharing about the next week leader, I quickly share again the purpose of the community. For the visitors who are attending for the first time, Leaders Connect 360 is a hybrid leadership community where every week on Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m., we invite a top management leader from Reputed Corporate Company to share the solution for our real-time leadership challenging, either on leading self, leading others, or leading your business, like how you see Mr. Hari Babu today. So this Leaders Connect 360 is an online leadership community, also gives an opportunity to network with people on the last Wednesday of every month through online, and once in 3 months with direct networking at each cities to network with working professionals or personal or professional or a social need. We have our next networking event on 12th of November. Please block your date. So thank you. And if you wish to join our community, please click on the WhatsApp group link, which is on our chat box, and you will be added and join us to receive weekly updates, or call us to the number which I shared in the chat box, WhatsApp, and then you will be added in the community. So to know more about our next week guest, author, and the topic of next week, stay connected with us through our social media platform. Zoom link for the next week episode will be shared shortly through WhatsApp group and other social media platforms. So members who wish to be the panel discussion leader for upcoming episodes, please contact me. My name is Arul and my contact number and LinkedIn profile ID is on the chat box. Please use that. Now, I would like to thank the guest, Mr. Hari, and author, Mr. Nandakumar, and panel discussion leader, Ms. Bhavini, for spending your valuable time in sharing your experience and solutions. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm happy.
Thank you very much. And we also like to thank all the our visitors who have joined us today and all the roles. And thanks very much, Nana, for the role taken, and also Archana Sriram for the role taken as an awesome quiz, very high energetic quiz, and a very quick and a specific answer. And to the all prize winners who have received, or maybe the book who has received, Mr. Sandeep, vocabulary is left for the day. But great. So thanks all, and then it's been an excellent episode, an awesome episode, Hari Babu. Thanks very much. Both Hari Babu and Nandakumar, you made the day for the episode, but very, very, very relevant and a catchy one. Thanks, Arul, for you to organize such initiatives from different people as well. That's been great. Yeah. So over to you for a thanking video, and after that, if you want link to anyone to share about introduction, we can. So a quick thank you video for all, and then we stay connected by next week. So thank you all. Thank you very much, Hari Babu. Thanks, Nandakumar.
Thank you. Thank you. It was an awesome meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to meet our members.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But thanks very much, and we'll stay connected.
Thank you.
So people who wish to share about here, thanks so much. And people who wish to share yourself more as well, you can go ahead now if you wish to share. And please stop the recording, Arul, that will add value.